right?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Dan with Next Level. Today we are going to be installing a Next Level front bumper on a Polaris 850 Axys.
We gets doing it itself. Whoa.
All right guys, so obviously the Next Level front bumper doesn't install itself, although that was pretty cool. But since it doesn't, we've got some instructions here from Skinz, and I've got my guy, Jason Blair from Next Level, here to help us go through and install this Next Level bumper. Take it away.
Hey guys, today, like Dan said, we're going to install the Next Level bumper and a bash plate. It comes with some hardware, 2 screws, a couple of rivets, washers, and some nice new Teflon nuts. Tools that I'm using today, it's going to be a drill, 3/16 bit, and I have an air riveter. If you guys don't have an air riveter, we can go to the manual hand riveter. 2 10mm wrenches, a ratchet, a Phillips head screwdriver, a T40, and also a spring tool. So let's get started. First thing that's got to come off, side panels and the hood. What the heck? What?
It's not a clap, it's a snap.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
It's just magic.
Now that the side panels are off, I'm going to take the spring tool and I'm going to pull this spring off. And this is the only spring that we have to remove off this front bumper. Coming in with my 10mm. I can't get my ratchet in there, it's pretty tight. We're going to save off of this bumper tab. I have to save my spring perch. Next I'm going to remove the belt caddy. Moving our plug wrench and the caddy. Next bolts that I'm going to remove, it has a ground wire to it. And don't forget to hook this ground wire back up when we're done too. My next bolt that I'm going to remove is the front bumper bolt that holds the belly pan and the bracing. Now that we've got the spring removed off of the front bumper, we can slightly move our pipe out of the way. With my T40 and a ratchet, I can get down to the front bulkhead bolts that hold the bumper on and the plastic. And I'm going to reuse these bolts. And now for the left side. Now that I've got the bolts removed, front bumper comes off. And remember guys, these little T40 bolts that came out of the front, we're going to reuse those. Okay, now guys, I'm going to tip the sled over on its side. I'm going to use a motorcycle stand to keep it balanced for me. So now with the 3/16 bit, I'm going to drill out the rivets that go on the bottom of the bulkhead. So let's inspect this, guys. Make sure our rivets are completely pushed through. And you can see that it's the same size as the 3/16 bit. Next thing to do, install these rivets. They give us 2 really big headed rivets for the bottom of the bulkhead. And then they give us 2 smaller ones for the upper part of the bumper. And I'm going to use these ones on the bottom. So the next step, you guys, after we get our 2 bottom rivets put back in, we're going to come up here and line this up. and drill these 2 holes. Now I'm going to use my small-headed rivets and a washer to apply the upper part of the bash plate. And remember that it's pretty important that we put our bash plate on before we put the bumper on. Next step, guys, they've provided 2 Phillips head bolts, 2 nuts, and 2 washers. And those go on the center proportion of the belly pan. Okay, now guys, I'm going to tip the sled back over on its skis, and I'm going to bolt the front bumper on. OEM hardware does go back on this front bumper. Our bumper bolts that we pulled off from the overstructure, and then those 2 T40s that were back here on the front of the belly pan. I like to put the front bolt, the center bolt back in first. Makes it a little easier to line everything back up. Next bolt that I'm going to place in goes to the belly pan. And this was the T40 bolt. Threads right into the front bumper. And I'm leaving everything kind of loose right now, just so that I can get a little bit better fit if I have to jostle something to get it to line back up. And remember, we can still move our pipe out of the way. So now that I've got the front 3 bolts put in, I'm going to use my factory bolt and a new nylock with my spring tab on the overstructure. So now that I've got the spring tab put back together, I need to use the factory bolt again and the second nylock that they gave me and reattach the ground wire and the other part of the bumper with the overstructure. Okay, now that we've got it all in place, let's tighten things up. Okay guys, now I'm going to install the spring back on the exhaust. Last but not least, let's put our belt caddy back in. Okay guys, now I'm going to install the hood. Make sure our 2 tabs in the front are pushed back in. Allows everything to line back up. And our clips on. And while I'm over here on this side, I'm going to reconnect the headlight and the gauge cluster. Now we'll put our side panels back on. There you have it, guys. Next level front bumper and a bash plate. And remember, let's put the bash plate on first, follow the instructions, and it's pretty much as easy as that. Thanks for watching, guys. Jason Blair, Next Level Riding Clinics. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. See you next time.